This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
What is up, Bills Mafia 24/7 Sunday Session Season 2 Episode 2. Another primetime episode. You might say, this isn't Sunday. Guess what? We've been waiting for like 32 days or something for this game to come around. I got my boy Scooter Magooter. I got my boy Ryan Thomas. We're going to talk all about this game that's going to be kicking off at 7:30. We're here for the next half hour. Get your questions ready. Here we go.
This is a dangerous groups.
As promised, look at this panel. Look at this sexy panel. Primetime panel. Right over here, I got my boy Scott. Scott, say hi. Pop that top.
Get the Kraken, Monday Night Football. Yeah, Swank, like you said in the intro, it feels like it's been 2-3 weeks since our last game. But we finally can watch our Bills go 2-0 against the hated Titans. They become a rival now because, our past couple years with them, I would say, we lost 3 straight. So happy to be here. FLX Mafia representing 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. And Ryan Thomas, where is he? Below me, right?
He's
left?
right below.
Where is he?
He's right there. Yeah.
What's up, Ryan?
Oh, yeah. Ooh. What's going on, guys? What a night to be alive. I am revved, ready to go for Monday Night Football. Doesn't get much better than this, right? Bills, Titans, at home, Orchard Park. Standing tall, standing strong, 73,000 strong. Very pumped for tonight.
Half day at school. Half day at school because they're shutting down Abbott Road. Man, what a lucky
For those
day.
spoiled, rotten children.
We're gonna make Sunday session shit to say spoiled kids. If you were born before 2002, you're a spoiled kid. Or after.
If you're born before 2018, or if you're born after 2018 especially, you're very spoiled.
Very spoiled, yeah.
So if you're 4 years old, you're spoiled.
You're still spoiled. I
I'm
have
trying
2
to
of those
think.
running around.
What's your earliest Bills moment? How young were you when you actually remember caring about a game?
Me, I would say when they got Doug Flutie, that got my attention. Okay. He was short. He was small. I was only 6, so I was short and small, but I knew I was
just like
destined to be short and small, like my dad.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, the little guy can do it, and that was cool. Nice. I loved it.
What about you, Scott?
It was after the season. We're in postseason at this point, 1989. It is a memory I have of the Bills losing to the Cleveland Browns in dramatic fashion. Obviously, the Harmon drop in the corner of the end zone, a lot of other things that led to it. Thurman Thomas kicking ass, Jim Kelly looking good. I remember those, and knowing that this is Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, Bruce Smith. So that's my earliest memory. Jared, my twin brother, he can vouch for that's being his favorite first memory too. We were there, family event, watching the game, wondering why everybody's hyped, and we were hooked.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Mine was crying. I think I came to clarity when I know that I had to care enough for wide right to affect me, but that is the most clearest memory that I have of a Buffalo Bill. The first one I really remember is wide right. So that's a great thing for me. So we're here. We're talking about this game, Tennessee Titans at Buffalo Bills, 7:30 kickoff. It is on ESPN. If you're in Buffalo, you can probably get the game locally, I believe. But if you're closer to Rochester, like Scooter and myself are, you have to be streaming it or watching it on ESPN because they decided that the Rochester market really needed the Minnesota Vikings and Eagles game. So that's great. Weird, right? So weird. I'm glad my wife actually said something. She was like, how are we going to watch the game? And I was just like, oh, it should be on. It should be on ABC or whatever because of Disney, ESPN. And we looked and it's not. And I'm like, well, then I am going to hack some stuff up here and put on my hacker hat with my IT nerd glasses and we're going to get to work here. It's going to be great.
At least you did it before and not at 7:10.
I know, dude. She wouldn't have said anything. I was setting up for this show, so I'm sitting here thinking I'm on pace to get this all ready. Right, these boys are gonna come on the Zoom, and we're gonna be ready to go. And then she's like, "What about the game?" And I'm like, "Son of a bitch!" I'm like, hold on. So we got some great people here in the comments. We got Lisa Johns, John Johns. We got our boy Brian Pike asking if you can watch the game on here. No, you cannot, sir. I'm sorry. There's a copyright issue. We'll be here until 7 o'clock, so you got a half hour after that to get your burrs and your crock-pot mac and cheese or wings or whatever the hell you're doing. Mm-hmm. I got my buddy Josiah DeHaan saying he's pulling in my driveway right now. Cool. Keep your eyes on the road, bro.
Yep.
Josiah, we actually did a benefit for his son Easton back a couple months ago. He had some brain surgery, and he's doing quite well, so we're glad for that. But he's coming over to watch the game with me. He's beeping right now. You might be able to hear him if you listen real close.
He's excited. I don't understand why he'd be so excited to beep when he's coming in the driveway, but whatever. We don't get you're not going to see the game on this, guys, but after the show, you check out 24/7 Buff Pandemonium's page. We'll have a fun little game thread where you could type away as the game goes on. We actually had quite the participation last week. It was crazy, biggest numbers we've seen yet. So
Yeah, it was gnarly.
24/7. Yep, it'll be on FLX Mafia as well, I believe.
We have an ex-Bill on. We had an ex-cornerback on, didn't we, on the game thread?
Yes, it was. Hold on. Was it Ken Irving, did Jared say?
I think so, yeah.
Ken
That
Irving,
sounds
number
right.
27. He's played for the 90s Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Wow,
cool, man.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's weird. This is really cool stuff, man. I don't know. It's not like we're like, all right, any of you ex-cornerbacks from the 90s jump on this game thread. They just get on, and it's cool. But, yeah, it was a great time, man. And please continue to support and participate. I'll tell you what, man. Let's talk about this game. Here we are, week 2 matchup. Ryan Thomas, what are you expecting out of tonight's Buffalo Bills?
I expect the Buffalo Bills defense to come out and smash Ryan Tannehill in the mouth, whether it's via helmet to chin, elbow to chin, or maybe even sneak in a knee to the chin after you already knocked him down on the turf. Obviously, I'm being a little facetious, just joking around, but I expect Ryan Tannehill to get hit early and often in this one. It's going to be a very pumped up crowd, as we know, for this one. And I think this Bills defense showed that they have a new identity, and that identity is infectious. Von Miller, as he's infectious to the entire defense. You saw a new level of intensity, saw a new level of hype among guys that I will say showed a lack of urgency in years past. Guys like AJ Epinesa. I love Groot, but there'd be moments where Groot would be out there and we'd know he was out there, and then some moments where we didn't know he was out there. And I think Von Miller is just one of those guys that is going to have these guys ready as a leader on the defense. And I expect big things from this defense tonight in this game. And Derrick Henry's the main key to shutting it down. Everything goes through him. They're an old school football team, one of the few, if only, old school football teams that's left in the league. So most teams have to worry about shutting down the passing game, covering, a spread offense with 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receivers. Tennessee Titans, they're coming right at you, north south with Derrick Henry peppering in Ryan Tannehill. That peppering in can't happen. Ryan Tannehill's got to be exposed as the lackluster bridge quarterback that he actually is in this league, and I think the Bills can do it.
Absolutely. Also, Tannehill reminds me of a Twilight vampire. I hate his face and his teeth, and I do hope that one of those knees or helmets slightly rearrange them. Scooter McGooter, right up top here, buddy. What do you think? What are you expecting tonight, man?
I'd like to see Tannehill on his butt quite often, but the problem is Malik Willis will come in, which will throw that whole offense into something the Bills probably didn't prepare for this week. So keep Tannehill healthy for the full 4 quarters. I'd like to see that, but on his back at least 5 times, maybe 7 like they did last week. What I'm hoping for, Swank and Ryan, a fast start. This is a problem that the Bills have had against the Titans these last couple of years, is not getting their offense going right away and giving up a big run. And that's all they've done is give up a big run. It's not like they're giving Henry 6 yards a pop. It's always a 40-yard run with 2 or 3 here dabbled in. So a fast start to the offense. I know with the active roster that just came in, Gabriel Davis won't be playing today. Khalil Shakir is actually playing today. So I could see Allen getting him involved, just like Allen got Isaiah McKenzie involved when he had to replace a wide receiver the last couple of years. So a fast start with the offense and a dominant defense is what I'm hoping. Because I don't think the Titans have the offense to come back. They have an offense that could slow the game down and hopefully slow Josh Allen down. But if our Bills jump right on top of them, the Titans do not have a team to bounce back 14, 21, 24 points.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think the Titans are built to wear you down, right? They want to wear you down with Derrick Henry for 3 quarters, and then in the 4th quarter they want you to be so tired that he gets those long, explosive runs that everybody's used to seeing him. I'd say that Henry kind of looks like, since his injury, and, he's getting older. My dogs agree. He looks like he's slowing down a little bit. I know it's only 1 game. I know he's still King Henry, whatever. I don't know. Just out of this first week, he doesn't look as explosive to me. And the way that the Bills handled the Rams last week with that run game, and in general, the whole offense that they handled. I'm not super worried about Derrick Henry. We all know that Tremaine Edmonds has rang his bell a couple times. And with the rotation that they have now given, with Settle being out and Ed Oliver being out, that creates a little bit of an issue. But that depth is so deep, and now you're getting to see that tested. You know, Scott and I were talking a little bit before we went live. Jordan Phillips, Daquan Jones, like, you know, they're probably going to get a little heavier rotation tonight. But you got Bryant pulled up. I can't remember who else they pulled up from down.
Brewer. He looked good in preseason.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. But, God, you got those guys on the end, you know, flying in. Every single one of those young guys, Ryan, to your point, you know, with Groot and Epinesa, we've made it a point on the show a couple times to say this is Epinesa's year. He's got to show out. He's got to prove to them why he belongs on this team as a starter, as any sort of roster spot. And I think you saw a little flash of that from each one of those guys, between him, Groot, Boogie, you know, and then the old guys getting in on the action too. So, I don't know. I want to see this defense eat. What do we think about the secondary, boys? Scott, how you feeling about these young corners' performance from last year and it translating to today?
As far as the Bills?
Yeah.
I think it's
Green Bay.
Oh, I didn't know if you were talking about the young cornerback situation that Titans are unfortunately having to deal with.
Yeah.
To go off that real quick, Caleb Farley, a rookie last year, got injured, so this is basically his rookie season.
Yep.
And Roger McCreary, a guy out of Auburn, was drafted this year. He's also going to man the cornerback position. So we're looking at 2 rookie corners, I believe, for the Titans playing against our wide receiver core. Our defensive backs, I saw the active roster. I can't remember. Was Dane Jackson on the active roster? Is he playing?
I believe
Oh,
so.
I didn't see that either.
No.
Okay, so Dane Jackson's playing. But it would have been the perfect scenario if he didn't, because I thought Benford did a great job last week against Cup. Allen Robinson, you hardly heard any Allen Robinson plays being made, and the tight end situation was taken care of. But those are good wide receivers that those rookie cornerbacks played last week, and this week now they're playing against the rookie in Treylon Burks, another rookie in Kyle Phillips, and obviously the traveled well Robert Woods will be out on the roster for the Titans. So this is a perfect situation for maybe our defensive backs to be banged up a little bit, because they're playing against wide receivers that really I don't think could do much for Tannehill if Tannehill has time to pass the ball. But week 2 is a lot different because now you have a full game under your belt. You're a little more comfortable. You're starting to study the film a little better and understand it more. I think we'll be in good hands, especially if that defense continues with that pressure up front.
Guys, I apologize. As soon as I ordered some food earlier for takeout delivery, right? And I tell the delivery guy, show up 5 after 7 sharp, because I didn't know if I was going to be home on time. Plus, I know I was doing the show. So they show up at 6:40. Where does that sound like 7:05?
Hey, maybe he's trying to get home to the Bills game, man.
Shit.
I tipped him well.
Tell him to take
so
it back.
if he ends up being late for the Bills game, then at least he get a good tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Well,
like I'm getting people are blowing up my phone, and then my door just opens, and it's like, what's happening right now?
what was the order? What'd you get?
I got 20 wings, 10 medium, 10 mild. I want the medium. Lady wants the mild.
Oh, I was hoping that was your whole order. That was yours. 20
impressive.
wings.
Oh, just all my. Well, I got pizza logs too.
Oh, nice.
So shout out to the OG treat of One Buffalo.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, I see myself like looking, and I'm like, how much was it? I think I had my mic on mute. I hope I did.
Yeah, you did. You should have left it on though. That would have been awesome. It's great content. It's just great content. Yo, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, another thing. Why, when a woman, it just so happens to be, why do they never ask how much it is before they then come up and get the money? Like, how much is it? Am I overpaying? Am I underpaying? Like,
here's $400.
It's like, how much was it? I don't know. It's like, well, I kind of need to know that.
John says better early than late.
Right.
He's right.
Better
Debbie
early
wanted
than
to
late.
make sure that your food was hot.
That's true. Better early than late. I like that.
Yeah, any of them. Yeah, so really quick, the inactives are, if anybody missed it, Ed Oliver, Gabe Davis, Tim Settle, Cam Lewis, Balin Spector, Tommy Sweeney, Tommy Doyle. We kind of touched on that a little bit. Scooter's going to be in and out a little bit because he's solo dadding tonight, and he's got to make sure his kids are good. So I have actually my boy Josiah in studio right here.
Ooh, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, here you go, Joey. Come on over here, buddy. You can come over. Scooch in.
All right, boys. How's everybody
What's
doing?
going on?
Hey.
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 It doesn't really work on the live stream because there's only 3 of us.
Oh, well. I can hear myself.
Yo, so
What's up, Josiah?
What's going
What's up,
on?
Josiah?
How you doing?
yeah,
Good,
it's
good.
my good buddy, and we're gonna be watching the game tonight, eating some mac and cheese, drinking some beers, having a good time, watching the Bills destroy. So let's talk about this offense, Buffalo Bills offense, to be more specific. What are we looking for out of Josh Allen tonight? Now we know Gabe Davis is out. Khalil Shakir gets to start, or at least get some reps. Where are you guys heading with this, man? Ryan, are you leaning more towards fill in by committee? Are we looking at, Crowder, McKenzie, maybe a little James Cook, a little rotation in over on that other side? Or are we looking for Shakir to just take over that number 2 spot and let it fly?
I think the expectation is that you should see a rotation, right? Because they have so many guys, as you mentioned, all those names that can do that role really well. And I think McKenzie's proven that. Jamison Crowder has proven that over the entirety of his career without a really good quarterback like Josh Allen, mind you, as well. But, man, I zeroed in on the rookies at the training camp. I had this giant newspaper that was like the size of my body that I had to open up completely to read it. And I'm circling the rookies during the training camp. I'm zeroing in on number 10. And, man, that guy can play. Yeah. He is a special, special player. I think we're going to see a little bit of that tonight. But I do think, better safe than sorry in terms of mixing the offense around. Jamison Crowder is the safest slot receiver option along with McKenzie, but I do expect Shakir to make his presence felt in this one as well.
Nice. Scott, what are you thinking here? What are we looking at?
I'm thinking spread the ball around. Spread it around. Josh Allen did it quick last week with his first 10 receptions. I'm thinking he's going to continue the same thing. I think it's redemption game for James Cook. McDermott holds true. If you fumble that ball, man, you're going to ride the pine. And I think you're going to see him hanging on to the ball a little tighter this week, but get a lot of opportunities. And like I said earlier in the show, I'm excited for Shakir. His first start, whether it's he gets to put the jersey on. I'm excited for that. But as long as Josh Allen and Dorsey stick to their game plan, let's remember last week the Titans gave up a shitload of rushing yards to the Giants. I think it was almost like 7 yards a carry. Does Ken Dorsey go towards their weakness, or does he continue his hot quarterback, wide receiver, throw the ball, let's keep the foot on the gas kind of offense? So it'll be exciting to see how Ken Dorsey adjusts, knowing that this is an opportunity potentially to introduce the run game. But, a lot of options. Spread the ball.
I think that's interesting. This is like the first situation where we can really evaluate Ken Dorsey, I feel like. I mean, last week he called a hell of a game. But this week it's like, do you lean on that? Because you're down a starter. You're down a starting wide receiver. So do you lean more on the running game just because last week they didn't look like they could stop it as well? Does he change the philosophy? Or is that the whole philosophy? Or is he just going to be like, I'm going to call a balanced game the way I want to call it? And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that he's like, I don't give a shit what they're doing. I'm gonna call the plays I want to call it because I know that we're going to do it no matter who's in there, because that is the mindset of this town and this team. So I really hope it's a nice balanced game. I'd really like to see James Cook get some redemption, and of course I'd love to see Shakir come in and just be like the next Gabe Davis, right? Like when John Brown went down and he stepped in. What was it, like halfway through the season where you're like, oh, okay, this dude he deserves all the playing time he's getting. He deserves all the balls he's getting to thrown his way. Like, if we had another guy like that, all of a sudden you're looking at this wide receiver depth and you're like, we're going to be okay for a long time, you know?
Yeah.
So that would be a great story little sidebar. I would love that. If the DNC had a pitcher of Secure catching a one-hander in the end zone tomorrow morning, oh man, I'd be so happy.
I'm almost tempted to tell people any time during the game touchdown on that Caesars and all that stuff. I think Shakir's going to get his first one just to see he can do everything. His route tree is pretty amazing. He does one-handed. He does possession catches. He runs the boundary. He can do the slot. I think you're going to see them. It's one of those Isaiah McKenzie situations, like I said. Didn't play last week at all, but when he comes in, they're going to utilize him. So you got to guard him. You can't ignore this guy.
No. Well,
fresh
hopefully
legs. Fresh legs for sure. Young, hungry, ready to make an impact when his number's called, and this is his big chance to do it. And to Swank's point, coming off of how great the win was last week, like what's the best way to kind of have that next catapult point into week 3 against Miami? If Ken Dorsey does call like this balanced offense that involves everyone, including James Cook and Devin Singletary and a little bit of Zach Moss being a battering ram, you're talking about a well-oiled machine offense that we did not see with Brian Dable, and we did not see a well-oiled machine in terms of a balanced attack. And I think Ken Dorsey wants to show that this team has more than just Josh Allen and their wideouts to compete with. We got a lot of talent on this team in the run game, in my opinion.
100%.
31 pass attempts, 25 rush attempts last game. I can see that continuing to be kind of the pace.
Yep, I love it.
That sounds right to me.
Yep.
Listen, we only got 7 more minutes here, and we want to make sure everybody gets, their little ritual here, and I got to have a beer with this guy right here. So I really want to get to our score predictions and bold predictions. You be thinking of yours too because you got to weigh in. But just real quick, like a minute apiece, what are your guys' evaluation of Dable so far in New Jersey? What do you think, Scott?
Go look at the offensive numbers. Blind squirrel finds a nut. Apparently, blind squirrel found a nut twice.
He does kind of look like a fat blind squirrel. Yeah,
it is. Two lucky games. I mean, outplayed both games. It is what it is. Teams every given Sunday. We always say that any given Sunday. Dable, ride it high right now, my friend, because it's not going to last.
Everything right now is new in New York / New Jersey. And when things are new and the players are kind of adjusting to a head coach that they don't really know yet, they don't really know him yet. And what I mean by that is as this season wears on and we get into the dog days of the NFL season, November, December, let's find out where the Giants are on the NFC East. You'll have to look down to see where they are in the division. You'll have to look down to see where they are in the NFC. A lot of things are working in their favor. Saquon Barkley's running on fresh grass. Let's see where he's running when he's running through the icicles on the ground, in New Jersey. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's way too soon to say that he's a success story just yet as an NFL head coach. And lightning strikes twice in the same place in the NFL, but it doesn't strike 3 times in a row.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, the 8-9 will win the NFC East. An 8-9 record will win the NFC East.
Ooh, really? Eagles?
I know the Eagles look good.
I think the Washington Commanders, man. I think they got a shot to win the division. Call me crazy, but
who their quarterback is, though, right?
Well, yeah, I do. Unfortunately, I know who their running back. That's another thing. Running back, wide receiver wise, they're all right. So I don't know.
Hey,
the Eagles will have a test tonight after this game against Minnesota. Minnesota, I think, has, in my book, become one of the favorites for the NFC. So it'll be a good matchup tonight. We'll see how the Eagles last.
All right. Let's go here. Score predictions, bold predictions. We got a lot of the 24/7 family weighing in. Debbie Emerton, Bills 38-20. Lonnie Cook, Bills 36-14. Frank Mullen, Daniel Jones sucks and they are winning. Get rid of Jones. Jared says 48-13, which I think is him sticking to his original score prediction. John Johns 35-17, Knox with a TD grab. Lisa Pacquion Johns, which is Pacian Johns. Bills by 50, Micah 2 picks, one which is a pick 6. 50-17, she says.
Nice.
I like it. That's what the NFL really wants is that game. Frank Mullen 31-17. Let's go here, Scott. What do you say, man? What do you got? Score.
I don't see.
Bold.
I don't see the Titans having much of an offense with their wide receivers out. I'm going 42-17. A late score brings it up to 17. I just think it's the offense is going to keep running on all cylinders, and I just don't think that Titans offense has enough manpower to withstand our front four and our back two there, Boyer and Hyde.
I like it. What do you got for a bold prediction?
I'm sticking my guns. I saw what Barkley did to him last week, and then I saw how it's a piss poor run defense for sure. So I have Singletary. I'm not saying he's going to score a touchdown, but I'm having Singletary reach that 100 mark. Rushing.
I like it. It'd be nice to see, man. I still think that he's not getting the credit he deserves, and he should get more touches. He's the only guy that can hang on to the ball on that side of the ball right now. He's proven. I think you see him get a lot more touches tonight. What do you got, RT?
I got the Bills winning this one 38-13. Ooh. I think the Bills defense in this one is really going to show up. I think we're going to see Christian Benford and Kyer Elam really show growth from the first week to this week, a big jump in their development. And I think Von Miller is going to be an X factor in terms of not even just Von Miller statistically, but talking about it, we're going to make a habit of this every single week. Von Miller is not just Von Miller on this defense. He's making everybody around him better by being on this defense. He's a huge piece of that. So I think someone's going to eat tonight. Someone's going to sack Ryan Tannehill multiple times. Could be, Von himself, could be somebody else. But I see the Bills applying that pressure, Kyer Elam and Christian Benford having a good day. Maybe a pick for each of them. Maybe. Just saying, maybe. Could be possible. But offensively, I just don't see this Tennessee Titans defense stopping Buffalo's offense tonight. I think Josh Allen is going to have a vintage Josh Allen, a welcome back home to Orchard Park. It's been too long, and looking forward to seeing him in the blue.
Just a Tannehill take real quick, Swank. He's got those rookie wide receivers, those young guys with that kind of pressure up front. There's going to be a lot of read routes that these guys aren't going to make the correct read. The balls are going to be errant for the potential of those pick sixes and those interceptions for sure.
Well, I mean, their number one wide receiver has asthma, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything, but like, who is there to throw the ball to besides Burks? Really? I mean, I don't know. And Tannehill is still Tannehill. We've got this cloud around him with Derrick Henry. You've had, they traded away their best wide receiver. Like, I do not believe in Ryan Tannehill. I never have. I don't care how good he is. He's a pretender, and as far as I'm concerned, he always will be. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, hell yeah, man, 45-10, dude. Like, I think Josh Allen just eats because nowadays everybody wants to talk like they had something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. Because all you motherfuckers forgot about Diggs. Stephon Diggs. 2 TDs tonight. I don't care who the fuck is covering him at all. 2 TDs. Last week everybody forgot about him too, and he came out huge. You like that, didn't you?
I loved it. That was awesome. That was great.
Forgot about
that
Diggs? That one goes out to the other live stream that stole the Notorious Diggs logo that I did.
Yep.
Oh boy, yeah. That I did forget about Diggs. How did we forget about Stephon Diggs? He should put up a $150 tonight.
Everybody, man, and it's not like, I think it's just easy to be like, okay, well, last year he was so humble about it, and whatever I got to do, and spread it around. And even though people are like, oh, he had a down year, his stats were like ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll take that down year any year you want to give it to me. You know what I mean? But I think that the thing is, like, your starting corner is out. You got Stephon Diggs, so you're gonna double cover him all night. I don't care if Gabe's in or not. Like, obviously, I'd prefer he was in. Somebody's gonna get open, and I'll tell you what, Diggs is gonna get open too, because he's an elite wide receiver. He is, if not the best, top 3 wide receiver in this league right now. Yep. And he's got the best quarterback throwing him the ball. So Stephon Diggs is going to eat tonight continuously, and it's going to be amazing.
Dawson Knox, guys. Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox, that's my big one tonight. I think he's going to come alive. He had a slow game last week, but don't forget what he did last year. He's an important part of that offense, and I think tonight he's going to get at least 1, maybe 2 touchdowns and 80 to 90 yards easy. I think he's going to be utilized inside the red zone, and what I'm looking for tonight is no turnovers. If we don't get any turnovers, I don't see Titans scoring more than 10. And if they do get turnover, 17 at the most. So my prediction is going to say no turnovers. I'm going to go with 42-10.
Ooh, there you go.
Here we go, folks. We're in overtime.
Josiah, it's a Monday Night Football game. Buffalo loves coming in. The Dawson Knox and Luke Knox is going to be on everybody's minds because it's his first home game. It's a lot coming to Buffalo right now, so it's going to be an extra little chip on Dawson Knox's shoulder to perform. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a special night. I don't know if you guys have seen any of that stuff, but they did the whole Choose Love thing. They're really honoring the victims of the shooting at the Tops here over the summer, and I think, man, if you thought they had a lot to prove last week and the way they went in and they mopped the reigning Super Bowl champs and embarrassed them on live TV, and to the Rams' credit, man, they're not a bad team. They came back and they had a great game yesterday, right? And this is what your Buffalo Bills look like right now. They are planet smashers, dude. They are going to come in and compete with everybody that thinks they're a heavy hitter, and they don't care about the hype. They don't care about your feelings. They are just going to come drop the hammer. And I want them to do it every single – I don't want them to lay up. I want them to, like what you were saying, Scott, man, keep your foot on that gas, embarrass them. I don't care. This is a grown man sport. Everybody can take it. You keep laying points on as long as they'll let you.
Yep.
There's no mercy rule in football.
That's right. No mercy.
Love
no
it.
mercy rule.
No mercy. Cobra Kai.
All right, guys. We're at 7:03. Thank you so much.
Sweep the leg.
Jesus.
Wax on, wax off. Get him a body bag. That's what they're gonna be saying to Ryan Tannehill. Eh? See what I did there? Put him in a body bag.
Dude, you just put everything in a nice little package, dude, and like wrap a little bow on it.
That's what I do. You know?
Listen, guys, thanks so much for hanging out here. Sunday sessions, special primetime night, Monday Night Football. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget to enjoy this. We went through a lot of shit to get to these points. Scott, what is your closing thought for the night, my friend?
Hey, man, one game at a time. We always say it. We've been lucky enough to have 2 primetime games in a row. Let's take care of business today. Check out 24/7 Buff Pandemonium's page. We are going to have that game day thread going on.
Yep.
Talk to the fans. We get pretty conversational, especially if the game's exciting. So join us on that for sure. And then don't forget the K-Gun Report tomorrow. We got another show tomorrow, the K-Gun Report, going live at 8 o'clock. We're going to talk about this game and then our rivalry 2-0 versus 2-0 game next week against the Miami Dolphins.
Hell yeah. As always, our favorite co-host and K-Gun brethren, Mr. Ryan Thomas. What do you got, my friend? Tell us where we can find you. Tell us about your final thoughts. Tell us about your day. I don't care. Just tell us something, man.
Final thoughts.
7:15. That's all.
Final thoughts, of course. Final thoughts. This is going to be a fun one tonight. It's going to be fun to see the place packed. It's going to be fun to see Bills Mafia loud and proud, cheering on this team that we have deserved for the last 30, years. And I'm saying 30 because I'm 30, and it's been a rough go as a Bills fan. And up until the Josh Allen moment, when Josh Allen got here, everything changed. People want to admit that or not. They didn't want to admit it in the field house when we picked him. It's another story for another day, but they're admitting it now that Josh Allen's the real deal. He's the guy. I expect Josh Allen to take the game over just like he has, leading back to last playoff and week 1. It's going to be a win. I'm going 38-13. I think it's going to be a great game, and I'm excited to see the fans enjoy it.
Hell yeah, man.
As far as where you can find me, too, I got to add that in there. Thomas Takes Sports Podcast, YouTube, Facebook, and any and all audio podcasting platforms.
You're talking about Spotify? You're talking about Apple Podcasts? You're talking about Anchor? You're talking about all of those? Wow.
All of them. Everywhere. Yep. Got to spread the wings, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Guys, thanks so much for hanging with us here. Ellen, so sorry that you're dealing with what you're dealing with there, and we're thinking about you. hopefully the Bills can get this win and maybe put a little joy here in kind of a low day for you. And we're thinking about you. So be well. And look, man, I say it all the time. You got to appreciate where we're at. Like, you really got to appreciate these times. You don't know how many years, well, you can count them probably, but like from the time that I was, 10 until right now I'm 38, like how long I've waited for these great years that we have. And right now we're playing at an elite high level against really good teams, and it's fun to watch, and we're winning. And just don't take that for granted, man. Like, enjoy this, because I'm going to tell you, I want Josh Allen to play until he's 87, but like eventually, and he's not going to be here. Just enjoy it while it's happening. Appreciate all you guys for watching Sunday Sessions with us and supporting the K-Gun, supporting Scott and Ryan. You can find us all on Twitter. Joe, you got anything to say?
It's game time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Hey, man, get your popcorn ready. Go Bills.
Go Bills!
Go Bills.
Go Bills!
This is a dangerous